Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Mother. Now, a few people at home may be asking me, or just someone around them, I don't really know, what the hell is Mother? Alright, so a little bit of history behind this game. It was originally released in Japan for the Famicom system, which is basically the Japanese version of the NES, or the Nintendo Entertainment System. And it was actually, well, it was released under the name Mother. It was actually intended to be released outside of Japan, because it did end up getting translated, and it had a localization version, I guess you could, whatever, I don't know, it doesn't matter. It never got released outside of Japan. So, well, actually, there is a hitch to that. The prototype of the American localized cartridge, or the English localization cartridge, was auctioned off, and the person who won the auction took the ROM and uploaded it to the internet, the ROM file. So it is playable on emulators. That's pretty much the only way you could play it until earlier this year, I think it was in April or something, when Nintendo actually re-released this game on the Wii U Virtual Console, labeled as Earthbound Beginnings. So obviously, if you don't know, this game spawned two sequels, Mother 2 and Mother 3. Outside of Japan, Mother 2 was actually released in other regions, and it was released as Earthbound, which some of you may know as the Super Nintendo cult classic. I mean, it's it's not that much of a well-known game, but it is more well-known than Mother, I guess. But that is Mother 2. Mother 3 actually was also a Japan-only release on the Game Boy Advance in 2005, I believe. And to this day, Mother 3 actually is my favorite game of all time. So, as you can tell, this series is pretty near and dear to me. It's got a special place in my heart. So I wanted to play through the trilogy, but I couldn't just start with Mother 2 or Mother 3. I wanted to start with the original Mother, because it all kind of follows this continuous storyline, I guess, kind of. You don't really have to play them in order, but it makes more sense that way. Anyway, years later in 2001 or 2002, something like that. Maybe it might have been I don't know. It doesn't matter. Mother and Mother 2 were re-released for the Game Boy Advance ports in Japan. Once again, Japan only. So, once again, the United States and all of the regions got the short end of the stick, never got to see Mother. However, one person by the name of Tomato, Potato, whatever. Pajama. I'm going off on tangents now. Basically, he took the ROM of the Game Boy Advance port of Mother and translated it. And it's actually a better translation, I feel, than the prototype of Mother for the NES, which is called Earthbound Zero, or just Earthbound, whatever you want. Sorry, this is really complicated. He took the ROM, made a better translation, so that's what I'm playing. I personally think the Game Boy Advance version of this game is much better, so let's just go ahead and start a new game then. Alright, so I could name this person after me, but canonically this boy's name, I guess, his name is Ninten, so that's what I'm going to name him. And if I ever play another Mother game, if I ever play a Mother game on this channel, I will use the canonical names for all the characters. This is Anna, or Anna, I like to call her Anna. Lloyd, of course. And finally Teddy. And our favorite food, technically it should be prime rib, but there's not enough space, so I'm just going to say steak. Or I could be original and say pizza or something, but well, pizza isn't that original. I could say, like, salmon. I don't know. Would that even fit? Yeah, it's okay. In the early 1900s, a dark shadow fell over a rural town in America. Shortly after, a married couple mysteriously vanished. The man's name was George. The woman's name was Maria. 2 years later, George returned home, but never told anyone where he had been or what he had done. Instead, he deeply immersed himself in strange research. As for his wife, Maria, she never returned. Alright, so basically that's all the lore we get. 1988, outside the town of the town of Mother's Day. Jeez, man. I'm already messing everything up. So yeah, basically that's all the lore we get. That's pretty much all the story we get, and we're just thrown right into the game, right into the middle of the action. So here we have control of Nin 10. We can walk around, obviously. Pull up a menu, we can talk check, use psychic powers, and check our goods. All we have is an ATM card. Not really of much use since we don't have an ATM in our room, shockingly. Here we can see our status. Not really important right now. There is, on the Game Boy Advance, I think the left and right triggers are kind of like shortcuts, because normally you'd have to open the menu and select check to look at things, but I believe on the Game Boy Advance, L and R can do the same thing automatically. You can talk to people or check things, you don't have to go through the menu thing. We opened the present, and we found the Easy Ring. Basically, the Easy Ring is only in this Game Boy Advance version, the Tomato translated version. And basically what it does is, I believe it pretty much gives you more experience for everything you battle. This game is an RPG, so you're going to be fighting things and getting experience leveling up, so the Easy Ring just gives you a lot more experience than you normally would. I'm equipping this because this game, I feel like without the Easy Ring, is hard as balls, man, and I'm not willing to put up with that bullshit, man. Alright, so let's see what happens if we try to leave the room. What the fuck? There's a poltergeist in here? Lamp suddenly attacked. Okay, so here's our first taste of battle in this game. We have quite a few options, actually. We have fight. Basically, we can bash a lamp or whatever with whatever weapon we have equipped. I don't think we have any weapon equipped right now, so we're just basically hitting it with our hand, I guess. We have PSI, which is basically like psychic powers. We don't have any of those yet, but we sort of unlock them or learn them when we level up. We have goods. We can check if we had any goods, we could use them in battle, but all we have is our lousy ATM card. What are we gonna do with that? Just throw it at them? Nah. We can check. I don't really know what that does. You can put it on auto, which basically you don't have to press anything, and Nintendo will just automatically attack, so that's nice. I never use it though. You have guard, which basically lowers the attack damage taken by Nintendo. And you have run, which is kind of self-explanatory. We can't run from this though, and setup, which obviously changes the setup of the menu, I guess. So we can choose to attack the lamp. Of course, the lamp must be faster than us though. Oh, that smash thing, basically that's the equivalent of a critical hit if you're familiar with any kind of RPG elements. And we won, simply by smashing the lamp with our hand. Yay, and the house is shaking. Don't worry, that's not poison or any kind of status ailment. That's supposed to be happening. And we have to fight another lamp in our sister's room. All the lamps in the house are going crazy, man. It's a poltergeist, I'm telling you. Yeah, so basically this is what all the battles are going to look like. They don't really change much. The sprites obviously don't move. This is a very primitive kind of game. Don't expect too much. It's not Game of the Year or anything. Well, I mean, it's not a bad game either. Hey, what's going on? Brother, it's like our house is about to fall apart! Wah! Don't cry, sister. It's okay. I'm going to save you! Although I'm just a boy and I don't really know what I'm doing. Help! Okay, Jesus. Oh, this is the creepiest shit ever. This doll is possessed and we must fight it. And it's naked. This is the grossest thing I've ever had to fight. It's a girl doll. I'm guessing it doesn't have any male genitalia, so I'm just gonna assume that. Well, why would a little girl have a boy doll anyway? Well, I guess you could bring up the argument that Ken is kind of like a boy doll, but was Ken really for girls anyway? Well, I guess it was. I don't think any guy would play with a Ken. So basically, this is the first boss of the game. This doll. It has more more health and attack power than your average lamp, so be careful when fighting this thing. Doll stopped moving, yes. And we leveled up for the first time, which I don't think you might not be able to do if you don't have the easy ring equipped. You might not have enough experience yet. Fight went up by 3. Speed went up by 2. Wisdom went up 3. Strength went up 2. Force went up 3. Max HP went up 4. That's great. Max PP went up 3. Whoa, baby, Nintendo leveled up again. Jam, yeah, jam it. Anyway. Yeah, these menus always suck. In the NES prototype, we learned new PSI, so that's cool. Mysterious phenomenon has stopped. For now. Ooh. Yeah, so now you can see the doll is kind of on this shelf, so if you check it, there's an old music box hidden inside the doll. Nintendo opened the music box. A broken melody began to play. Nintendo learned the melody. Okay, so basically, now we can go on our... I keep pressing the start button expecting this to come up. If we check our status screen, we can see the new PSI we learned is Hypnosis, which I think will make the enemy go to sleep, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. And you can see down in the bottom right, we have a new melody added to our melody thing. Melody screen? I don't know. Melody list? Whatever. Basically, the object of the game is going to be to collect these 8 melodies, which we don't really know right now the significance of them, but... Oh! Also brand new in this Game Boy Advance version is the ability to run. Believe it or not, in the NES version of this game, there was no option to do that, but instead, you can hold down... I don't know what button it is on the Game Boy Advance, because I am playing this on emulator. Obviously, I can't play it on a real Game Boy Advance, because the cartridge does not exist in America. Well, it does, except it's bootleg or fan-made or whatever. But, that did not exist in the NES version, nor did it exist in the original Japanese version of Mother. Here's some juice, big brother. You must be pretty thirsty. Yeah, I am, actually. So, basically, god damn it. We can check our goods, and the juice, orange juice, I guess, will be in there. And basically, we can eat that, and that'll heal us a little bit. We don't really need it right now, because we're at home. We're at peace at home, you know? Hello, Mother? Are you okay, Nintendo? What on earth is happening to our home? I'm so scared. If only your father were here now. Oh, the phone! Could you get it, Nintendo? Yeah, alright, I'll get it. Nintendo picked up the telephone. Nintendo, it's your dad. I see. Sounds like it must be a poltergeist of some sort. I told you it was a poltergeist! I'm not sure what to do about it either. But your great-grandfather did study PSI at one point. Perhaps there's something in the basement that could help make sense of things. I know I put the basement key somewhere, but I can't remember where. Anyway, you're our only hope. Now is the time for an adventure. Go forth, Nintendo. Protect us all. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, so basically, the infamous staple of the Mother series, well, I guess not Mother 3, but Mother 1 and Mother 2, the staple of it is that your father... You never see your father in-game. The only way you can reach your father or even talk to him at all is through the telephone, and it's kind of sad. Are you okay, Nintendo? What on earth? Oh, I already read this. Come on. Skip that bullshit. So, with that, we see our first glimpse of the outdoors, and it's daytime. I don't know. Kind of weird. I always like this green grass, and it's a very vibrant game. Anyway, in the next episode of Let's Play Mother, we will see if we can somehow get into the basement. I don't know about that. But I will see you in the next episode.